All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Alpha X Pro Series number, I have to look, oh my gosh, I can't believe it, number 62.
I remembered, I'm happy.
Number 62, brought to you by Alpha X, Matcherino, Sector 6, all these great people as we get ready for our matchup this evening over here on Africa TV. My name is Rushy. Tonight I am joined by, and I gotta get that updated. I better do that really quick. I'm joined by N2O. N2O, how you doing?
Just peachy, fam.
Excellent.
It's gonna be great. Hell yeah.
Let's go ahead and get your name. Oh, I can't move that though. We're gonna get you on my screen here because I forgot to put your name down. But we are getting ready here to set up for our Pro Series match this evening between Starkiller and TheZergLord. We were going to start at 7 about half an hour ago my time, but we ran into some issues with Starkiller. Apparently Starkiller ran into some snow, and that
quite literally
held him back. Yeah, quite literally. And
yeah,
that held him
tend to
back.
run into small amounts of those, yeah.
So we apologize for the wait. We're hoping that we will be able to get set up here very, very shortly with our series this evening. So we appreciate you guys being really patient. That being said, this is an excellent opportunity to consider checking out all of the different things that we have available to support our players this evening. If you take a look at the top of the chat, it's got some really, really awesome links there for you that you can click. Our Matcherino page where we can go out and contribute 50 cents towards our prize pool for each of our players. This does help us take care of our players every event. Of course, these are $50 prize pools put together by Matcherino and Alpha X, but any extra we can get on top of that is outstanding, and our players love playing for that. That's how we know we're going to get quality players and quality matchups again in the future. So feel free to click that link, use the code Alpha Pro Series 62, and you can contribute your free contribution, which is awesome. We also have up there our Twitter, twitter.com/alphaxsc2. You can get all of the information of what's happening in our organization on a daily basis. I was going to say weekly, but I mean, shoot, we're putting stuff up there every day. patreon.com/alphaxsc2. I think that's actually more recent in the last month or so. So great opportunity to help support our team and our players. We're going to get started here very, very soon with the picks. But let's talk a little bit about our players here. We'll start with Starkiller. Starkiller, the Alpha X Zerg player from North America, Mr. Puchalski over here. He is very affectionately known as the Pizza Killer. If you're familiar with the Pizza Pie bi-weekly tournament where they turn StarCraft 2 Passion into pizza pies piled high, and our good friend Starkiller is into the 20s, winning that tournament and coming home with the Pizza Pie trophy. And it's not just a trophy, like it is a legit, they will order him a pizza and it is delivered to his house, so he plays for supper. Like, how crazy is that?
That's the true type of trophy right there.
I mean, we're in 2019 and it feels like we're in the future. We're literally living the future.
You can just take a picture of the trophy. You don't need it like literally there. You just like put it online and then it's there for you for forever. We're in the information age, dude.
I mean, if he's...
You can eat your trophy. That's amazing.
I was going to say, if he's upset that he doesn't have an actual trophy, he probably just wipes his tears with the napkins he gets with his pizza box. I mean, it's pretty good. Outside of that, though, Mr. Starkiller here has been working his way up, playing in lots of different tournaments, playing in the Proxy Tempest Opens, did a lot for Psyx when Psyx was still around, but starting to try and dip his feet into different WCS matchups. I know he tried to play in the qualifiers for WCS Winter, and my guess is that it will not be the end or the height of what Starkiller is going to be able to reach for. In fact, I'm sure it's just the beginning. N2O, can you talk to us a little bit about his opponent this evening, TheZergLord?
All right, so based off of my high school and college procrastination skills, I am able to pull up a little bit of Wikipedia page here. So unfortunately, swore I could have actually casted ZergLord once before, but I don't exactly remember much about the matchups, and I didn't cast any ZVZs probably, because for whatever reason, I just never see ZVZs when I do casting. However, he's on a Brazilian team try again, fully Brazilian, so it's safe to assume that he's also Brazilian, also because the Wikipedia page says so. As I mentioned, he's a Zerg. A lot of his major tournaments results have been against Zergs as well, so it seems that at the very least he's well versed with his matchups here. Looks like he's been playing for the last few years on multiple different teams. He was on was it Next, Black Knight? Black Knight sounds familiar to me.
Yep, Black Knight has participated in our tournaments in the past.
Yeah, so things like that. More or less. We'll definitely figure out who he is as the tournament progresses, at least through the game. He's got about $300 so far in total earnings, so that's it's not Sarah level, but it's definitely nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, I mean that's a significant amount of money. But the real question: how many pizza pies has he won?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. It's not listed here, man.
Oh no. Well,
I know.
Unfortunately, our good friend maybe hasn't won the ultimate prize, but I know they're going to fight tonight for the lion's share of our prize pool. Once again, $50 going to be coming from Maturino and from Alpha X and from all of you out in the chat. So thanks so much for sticking around. Again, this is a great opportunity, guys. Just go ahead and click that link. Get all of that taken care of right out of the gate. Maturino.com, Alpha Pro Series 62, 50 cents free. I mean, it's like you reach into your pocket and 2 quarters come out and you're like, wait, where did these come from? And you just hand them over.
I don't want these. They make annoying jingly sounds, you know? It's not okay.
Ugh. I mean, who takes quarters?
They go through your laundry, everything like that. They just start like making loud clanking noises and you think like you left something really bad in there. It's like, oh no. It's like you leave your keys in there or something like that. That's what you think. Washing your key fob would be like nasty.
Oh, that would actually be like depressingly terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
that reminds me, I need to replace the battery in mine.
Looks like we're gonna try and get you into a lobby. Our first lobby. Oh, I invited you to a party. Whoops.
Well,
rip.
No party?
Game. Nope, we don't have a party. It looks like.
I like parties.
I know, me too. But it looks like we are getting set up here for game number 1. We're going to be on year 0. It's actually interesting that we're going to start out on one of the biggest maps in the pool with a ZVZ nonetheless. Talk to me about year 0, and what are your thoughts on this for ZVZ?
Oh, for ZVZ. Well, if you don't like 12 pools, then year 0 is probably the map for you. Because the natural ramp is more or less... it's fairly close to the main base, fairly easy to defend as well. The size of the ramp isn't that large, that's your natural, so you can wall it off fairly easily with a few queens and a couple of Evo chambers or Rogue Warren. The 3rd and 4th bases are pretty close to you as well. You don't really need to creep spread too much if you don't want to, and that would be an advantage for you if your opponent's trying to be aggressive, because there's a lot of space that they have to cover if they want to go and roach spam across the map. I haven't played Zerg in a while, honestly, so this is not exactly my most well-versed matchup. But I have watched some ZVZs on this map, and they usually last at least 20 minutes, so we're in for a little bit of a long one with the starts.
I was going to say, probably. I would definitely agree with you, N12. If there's any of these games that are going to go long, it will be this one on one of the largest maps in the pool. This is a map that's not uncommon to see Zerg players go straight into 3 bases. I wouldn't even be surprised to see the ZergLord just jump double hatch before pool. Starkiller, on the other hand, though,
ZVZ.
If you guys are familiar with Starkiller at all, I mean, he's a cheeky boy. He sometimes likes his lings. He likes his lings. He likes to build them early, and it would not be surprising to me if we saw him try and pull out some really, really cheesy strats here in game number 1, especially on a map where it could be easily just read as, okay, this is a big map, it's year 0. I'm just going to find myself macroing up really hard and just going from there. Starkiller thrives in the crazy environment.
In the chaos?
Yes, he thrives in chaos. Chaos is a ladder. and it's no surprise that StarCraft 2 has one for every single race. But here's Starkiller. He just jumped into the lobby, and I'm hoping he's ready to go. He better buckle in, because I know the TheZergLord has been ready and waiting, and so have we. And we're so excited to have you guys here with us. We're just waiting for that countdown timer to begin, and we will be able to jump in. So last opportunity, guys, before we get started here, just take care of it. Head over to Matcherino, use that code AlphaProSeries62, and you can sit back and enjoy as the countdown timer begins. My name is Rushy. I'm joined tonight by N2O. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, guys.
Hello.
We're in for a ZVZ to end them all. I hear the winner is going to contest for Cyril.
I didn't realize the stakes were this high. I was not prepared for this. I gotta like sit up straight now. Okay.
Hey, the stakes are always high when you play on the Alpha X Pro Series N2O.
Oh, my back cracked so much there. Okay.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful stuff here.
So there are 2 ZBZs on year 0 that I could find from TheZergLord's match history, and he didn't go 3 hatch, but he did go for a hatch first, and one of them he went for a pretty late pool as well. So if he goes for a 3 hatch, I would be very, very surprised. And I like my spicy builds, especially Zerg spicy builds, so I would be totally down with that. I think he knows that he'd probably die against Starkiller if he did that, though.
It's
fair. Like, not the best idea on the planet. It's like going against No Regret and just deciding that you're going to double expand, you know? It's
Oh, I was hoping we'd bounce into this game a little bit faster than we are, but that's okay. Starkiller's internet, those hamsters are still waking up, trying to get running here. Here we go. Let's see, get all of my stuff put together. Excellent. Awesome. Folks, here we are. We're getting started here. Let's start game number 1, spawning in the top right-hand corner of year 0. Our blue Zerg playing for Alpha X. This is Starkiller.
And up in the top left-hand corner is our red other Zerg player, hailing from the Brazilian side of the world. He's from Try Again, the team. It is TheZergLord. Try Again, the team. There. I have to say that every time now. Alright, so TheZergLord is going to be going, or actually they're both going hatch first. Neat.
I always do this. I always forget to take off mouse scroll and to turn my music way the heck down. Perfect. That's a lot better. Now we're not going to be
turn
blowing
off mouse scroll.
Yeah,
how do you
so
live
that
without
way.
Mouse scroll.
Because then you click the middle mouse button and you can just control it all by yourself.
Yeah, I do that too, but like, mouse scroll is like so convenient. I can't imagine myself doing that. All right, well, nonetheless. So build-wise, they are, or both players are virtually identical. Starkiller did have a slightly later hatchery. I think he put his hatch down 1 drone later, so it's a little bit later, but he's gonna have a little bit more income for the short term. It's not really too big of a deal in the grand scheme of things here, because both players are not being aggressive.
Yeah, pretty negligible when it gets down to the difference between 1 drone. I agree with you as well, but we're definitely looking at a pretty close mirror build here. I think about the biggest difference is it looks like TheZergLord is opting to get those Overlords just a little bit later. Against Terran right now, the Clash build is considered to be very, very popular amongst Zerg players, but that's usually against Terran, where they'll hold off on building their second Overlord until the 22 supply mark, and they wait on the pool just a tiny bit more. It allows you to get a couple more drones out just a little bit quicker. But I've never seen it done against Zerg before, so we'll have to see if that has any major impact here. Speed starting up for Starkiller. It's actually about 25% done, but not for TheZergLord. I'll be curious to see if he wants to jump straight into roaches or not.
Yeah, especially in a map this big, it usually is, or it's more important on a map that's bigger to have that link speed, because it helps you with your scouting, or at least like a little bit of poking and harassment on the third bases, or even the natural right now. It's see Starkiller doesn't even have a wall as natural.
Ooh, and it is going to be into an early lair and roach warren, so I think we're going to see +1 speed roach timing here coming out of TheZergLord. I don't know if I like it or not. I mean, this is a big map to try and sneak fast roaches across, and Starkiller
It
is
is entirely
definitely
possible
not going
that
to.
this is a Nidus play.
It is. Ooh, that is true. I mean, we
On a
saw
map this
so
big.
little. Yeah, we saw so
Yeah.
little Nidus play in IEM these past couple of days that I almost forgot that it's something that's super powerful right now. So we'll have to check and see what he has for vision right now. Right now, ZergLord only has the 2 Overlords right outside of the natural and the third base. So ZergLord's going to need to try and get something a little bit more advantageous if he's going to try and bring a Nidus network into Starkiller's base. But Starkiller already going into a Spire.
Actually, one of the things that I do know is that, there's the Nidus network, by the way, at about the exact same time. One of the counters to a Spire build is the Nidus network, because you're not going to be devoting too much into units until your Spire is finished, so that you can do your Muta well. And thus, if this isn't scouted very quickly, because the Nidus Worm's almost done, or the Nidus network itself is almost done, and there is an Overlord for ZergLord going towards the main base of Starkiller. If this doesn't get spotted straight away, this can do a whole lot of damage. Just look at all those roaches. Oh my god, it's like 12 roaches at least.
Yeah, and he's going to bring the queens along with. So Nidus Network's going to go down. Starkiller immediately spots it, but Zerglings are not going to be enough to kill this. He's going to have to bring something else over, and he doesn't have much. He's got a couple of queens, but they're so far away, and this Nidus Worm is going to finish. Queens and roaches immediately pop out, and they get transfuses down on the Nidus Worm. This is so much Zerg.
Yeah, and the mutas are just starting to pop out right now, but there are 3 queens here to even defend these roaches, and queens do a fair job against mutalisks unless there's a fair amount or a large amount of them. And we see here the spawning pool is already at about 3rd HP, what it normally would be at, and the second Nidus network is even here to support. Where did that actually pop?
Popped out at the third base, actually, but that is not going to be needed. The mutalisks do get out here, but the queens are going to provide just enough support to keep this anchor down. Spine crawlers are coming in at the main base, but spines are already down for Starkiller. Starkiller's just going to move across the map. He knows that he has to jump and kill, and he's got to do it now. The lair goes down, so tech is reset back to roaches and lings. And ZergLord, he's just going to leave. He's just going to go back home. He's done the damage he needs to. Drones are being killed across the map here for Starkiller, but certainly not enough. Only 4 going down right now, and there's plenty of coverage between queens and spores in both bases.
Yeah, Starkiller's already started off this game going he's very, very far behind, as stated. His lair is non-existent, and it hasn't even started production again. And ZergLord is going to get his Hydra done out, and as long as he just turtles on these 2 bases and makes sure that he doesn't take too much damage from the mutalisks, which it would be very difficult for him to take damage to those mutalisks at this point because of the spore crawlers, then he should be in a good position.
Unfortunately, the roaches pop out at the third base of Starkiller and kill the third base, so he actually doesn't get a cancel on that. The mutas are going to be able to clean up the Nidus Worm. So the third base will be takeable once again, but then he just jumps right up into the natural here, taking the Nidus that was uncontested in the main base. He just does not have enough to clean up these roaches. The mutas are now going to show up, so this will eventually get cleaned up, but Starkiller has lost so much. He lost 14 more probes here. ZergLord still sitting on 34, and I just don't think Starkiller has enough resources to bounce back from this.
That feeling when you can't defend with your mutalisks because there are spores in your own base. I can't imagine. Yeah, at this point the roaches are just going to kind of do as much damage to these drones as possible, because every drone at this point is a way bigger hit to Starkiller's economy than a roach is to ZergLord's. So, see Hydra speed on the way here for ZergLord. He's just going to probably do some Muta Hydra swell, try and get this all out of the way in one fell swoop, because that's all he really needs to do to finish up the game. Although he does take in third base just in case something goes awry.
Well, and
it's a matter of time.
Well, I'm almost wondering if ZergLord's suspicious that Starkiller hasn't bounced out of this game just yet. Oh, he's got an opportunity to jump onto the Nidus with the spores uprooting. The Nidus is going to go down, but yeah, he's just going to build another one. He's got the vision there. He's dropped a creep tumor. This is all but over for Starkiller. Starkiller just has to decide when he wants to finally go with this. It's going to be Hydras that come through the Nidus Canal next. and that is going to be the devastating damage that is dealt to Starkiller's meager Mutaflock right here. No new tech being created for Starkiller. He just doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a bank, and here comes the rest of the units. So they're just going to come on through and clean everything up. Starkiller is going to realize it. GG is called, and game number 1 convincingly going in ZergLord's favor.
That is like a mirror image of the game of what happened on Sue versus Serral in game 1. Is that exact build happened. Serral went for the Nidus, and then Sue went for the Spire.
Yeah, you've got to be able to jump on it really, really fast if you're going to stop the Nidus play, because roaches just can take so many hits from the mutas. Even if you have 10, 12, 14 mutas going against them, sure, they can't shoot up, but when it takes 12 to 14 hits just to kill a roach or two, I mean, you can get so much economic and base damage dead.
The Nidus Swarm with so much armor is silly sometimes, because you do have to devote everything onto that one structure, or else you're going to have a sad time.
That's very true. I agree. So we're going to jump over to Cyber Forest. Cyber Forest is going to be our next matchup. So in this series, it's a best of 9. So we will see all 7 matches, provided if we have 7 games. We're going to see all 7 maps in the pool. It's always going to be loser picks. So ZergLord, because he was here and ready to go at 7 o'clock, got the first pick, picked up year 0. And now it will be loser picks for the rest of the tournament. So possibly get to see some really fun games on some maps that we might not get to see so often. I know a lot of commonly banned maps, year 0 for example, especially for Zerg players. A lot of Zerg players have been banning year 0. Automaton is another map as well that we will probably get to see a little bit of action on tonight.
Especially since this is a mirror match, it doesn't matter quite as much for each player as far as what map they're going to be playing on, because the matchup is not much of a factor being played into these map choices. It's more just whatever playstyle they want to play. For example, year 0 with that Spire being built from Starkiller, the Spire is better on a map such as that because the rush distance is larger, and the airspace at the top of the map is pretty big.
That's very true.
So there you go. And Automaton is just an abysmal drop in Nidus map, so I could understand why somebody would not want to play on that in ZVZ, but unless you're a Nidus player, then by all means. But yeah.
Well, ZergLord's showing that he's certainly comfortable playing with the Nidus network. It would not surprise me to see that a couple of more times in this series. But here we are jumping into game number 2. It's going to be on Cyber Forest, spawning in the top left-hand corner. So our red Zerg player, he's up 1-0. He definitely wants to make it 2-0 and fight for tonight's cash prize. This is Try Again's TheZergLord.
In spawning on the bottom right-hand corner on the opposite side of the 12 pool currently. Looking to do some, just canceled an Overlord, Alright, he's teal, he's also Zerg. He's from Alpha X, our very own. It is Starkiller.
Yeah, I saw the same thing as well. Starkiller's definitely not playing like himself tonight. 2 games back-to-back, opening hatch first. Wow, who is he and what has he done with our Starkiller, our pizza killer, if you will? ZergLord showing that he wants to stay aggressive this evening, opening with a very, very quick spawning pool. So I wouldn't be surprised to see 6 Zerglings pop out here, and there they are. Those are going to come across the map. Those are going to show up at the natural base of Starkiller rather quick here.
It's just going to do a comfortable expand on the back of it. There is no Vespine geyser down, so this is mostly just a tempo play. Just try and deny that natural, which was a 15 hatch, by the way, or a 14 hatch. So this hatch has a much higher likelihood of surviving. But this is still going to be a bit of annoying pressure here. The spawning pool for Starkiller is almost done, but it'll finish right about the time where the Zerglings say hello to the hatchery.
Well, and I really like this playstyle out of ZergLord, showing that he has some depth to his play. We went from year 0, which had one of the longest rush distances in the map pool, to Cyber Forest, arguably the shortest between the 2 bases. So mixing up his playstyle to match the map and this hatchery is all the way down to 50%. The drones do get pulled out of the main, but there aren't enough Zerglings yet to give DPS to match the drones. Without the Zerglings, the drones will just die. And here's the engagement. Starkiller says that I'm gonna fight, and I'm gonna fight now. A few drones go down, only 2, but he's currently able to push away most of the lings. I think he's lost all but just like 2 or 3, and actually the last 2 just kind of get sacked into the base. Starkiller with a great hold.
For sure, yeah. Now he just has some extra lings to try and poke in himself. Link speed is now on the way for Starkiller, whereas ZergLord still hasn't even taken his Vespene geysers. So this is probably going to be a comfortable hold for ZergLord, provided that he actually gets more queens up, because slow lings against queens, the queens generally can do a good job, provided they don't get surrounded. We do see here, Starkiller's already in the base though. He's going to try and target fire some drones, try and get some damage done in that regard, because ZergLord's droning really hard right now. He's still got drones popping out. He's still building more drones. He's just going to rely on the queens and the drones to defend this.
And I think he's going to be able to do this. Yeah, he pulls this off just fine. Sure, he loses 3 drones, but at that point, that's 6 Zerglings that he didn't have to make on his own. So that's a fair trade. ZergLord's continuing to skyrocket the economy, but Starkiller smells what's going on here. He saw no gases. He saw just a couple of queens and a ton of drones.
He saw the drones popping out. Yeah.
20 Zerglings are coming out here. Speed's going to finish up in about 15 seconds, and this is going to be a lot of pressure for ZergLord to deal with.
You said you didn't recognize Starkiller. You see him now?
Oh, I see him. I see him.
You see him? All right.
He took the mask off and revealed himself.
Yeah, the Overlord does spot this coming across the map, though. So the wall is assembled. It's a little late, though. These lings will get a decent amount of DPS down on this Evo chamber. I think it's gonna have to get canceled, actually. Yeah, it will.
He actually doesn't even get it canceled. The lings get flooding right on in. Nice surround on the 2 queens, but there is some transfused energy, so it takes a little while. 1 queen goes down, and it's just too much. Starkiller, GG, taking game number 2. He's back, boys. He's back.
Let me tell you, it's like from my old Zerg days, because Zerg was my original main race, just up until like started Legacy of the Void. Just the worst thing to deal with for anybody that's not a Zerg, or somebody without their own speedlings, like ZergLord. The worst thing to deal with is a couple of speedlings in your base. Doesn't matter if it's 2, doesn't matter if it's like 20. It is a nightmare to deal with speedlings running around all over the place. It's like dealing with cockroaches. It just doesn't work properly. Ever.
So I didn't really like that build on that map specifically, especially since he chose not to go for any gas. The ZergLord really showcased the fact that, okay, I'm not going to get speed. And once Starkiller got up into the base and saw, hey, you haven't taken any of your gas yet, you are a long ways from having not only speedlings, but banelings as well. Yeah, he just queued up a bunch of larvae and held the Z button down until he just had a ton of forces. And that was pretty bold play by ZergLord. It didn't pay off this game, but it does even up our 2 players in our series. So we're going to get ready for game number 3 here. Looks like New Repugnance is going to be our next, or New Repugnancy, excuse me, is going to be our next map. Great opportunity, guys, to check out our Matcherino once again. Alpha Pro Series 62. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. If you've got some friends that aren't here yet and they want to check out a 6 ZVZ, send them the link. Send them a Afrika TV's link. We definitely love having a great audience. Not only is this sponsored by Matcherino and Alpha X, but we also have a great partner in Bubba Burger. Bubba Burger has supported our tournaments in the past and is the #1 branded frozen burger in the United States. You guys can try all 8 of their burger varieties as well as all of their new great additions. You can find it at like your Target. I definitely got my box at Target. They're pretty good, you know, all things considered. I'm a Midwestern guy. I like my beef, but, you know, Bubba Burger really impressed me. It was a good thing. So make sure to check them out and make sure to say thanks for supporting the Alpha X Pro Series. As we jump into game number 3 here, it is going to be New Repugnancy. What do you think about this map here, N2O?
The rush distance is fairly small again, or it's like medium. The bases are kind of open as well, so maybe we could see something similar to what happened on Cyber Forest. I guess we'll have to see. I don't know much ZVZ on this map, to be honest. I think it's a fairly standard ZVZ map, though.
Yeah, this one can have a lot of fun here. It'll be interesting to see what our players decide to do. Oh, baby. He's back. Spawning in the top right-hand corner. Our Teal Zerg putting down the early pool. This is Alpha X's Starkiller.
All right, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. It's the second guy that I've introduced in a row that's on the opposite end of the 12 pool. He's red, he's Zerg, he's from Try Again. Hailing from Brazil, it is the ZergLord. Oh, and he's going for a normal-based hatchery, too. This is not going to be fun for him. Oh, no. That's not a 14 hatch or a 15 hatch like we saw from Starkiller beforehand, who... Actually, I have a feeling that he saw the Overlord timings. Maybe that's why he just knew, because he canceled that Overlord.
Oh, I'm ready for this. So there's a drone being sent out early here. Now, this has been very popular the last Oh, I think he wanted to try and steal that. We'll see if he goes for what I think he's going to do. But right now, it's very, very popular on these maps with large mains to take a drone and try and build a base off on the side so you can get the creep down on the ground to build a spine crawler. But he's just actually going to opt to go right on the edge of the creep here. So the ZergLord does not see this. He does have to run some drones out to be in vision of this, but now seeing the Zerglings come across the map, it would not surprise me to see a drone come and peek across the side here. This could be really devastating if this spine crawler is allowed to finish N2O.
Oh, no doubt. Again, I've been a Zerg player before. I've been on the opposite end of this, and a spine crawler is really, really hard to kill when you only have drones.
Oh, and he's going to leave the lings. He's going to leave the lings down at the natural base here. The spine crawler is going to be able to finish up here, and it's still invisible. Only now when the drones get pulled does he see that the spine crawler exists, and oh, this is a really bad position for the ZergLord.
Oh, no doubt, for sure. These drones are going to try and do as much as they can against the Zerglings. They do get a little bit of a surround down, but at the same time, a lot of them are at red health. He's just waiting for the Lings and the Queens to finish up here, but that Spine Crawler in the main base already doing way more damage than it has any right to. Ordinarily, it's got 4 kills, 4 kills. All right. But a lot of these units are pretty bruised up, so... This puts ZergLord on the back foot. If he makes any mistakes here, he's definitely going to have a tough time coming back into this.
Yeah, and it's not even the fact that he has to avoid making mistakes. He has to play absolutely perfectly. The micro here is on point for the ZergLord, but he's just running out of units to fight with. The drones are now going to start getting attacked here. 2 more go down, and at this point, even 2 drones makes a huge difference. So right now the ZergLord playing really far behind. He's down 4 workers, but most importantly he's down that base. Meanwhile, Starkiller took a base behind it. He's dropping his own spine crawler back at home just to protect, as he knows that the ZergLord is going to be forced into an all-in situation here. Ling's being pulled. Oh, I guess he is going to go and try and reclaim his natural base here. So the ZergLord's going to try and bring this out a little bit, but he's so far behind here. Starkiller up 7 more workers now, and that larva count is going to start exploding here for Starkiller.
He's trying to take a hidden base because the Overlord is peering over the natural, and ZergLord knows that he's just going to get overrun if that base gets spotted. So, but that Overlord also spotted the drone. Yeah. Starkiller saw it, as you can see there. That drone's going to have a little bit of an adventure with that Zergling.
Yeah, and unfortunately they're going to go for a frolic in the woods, and it's not going to end well for the drone. But a lot of Lings here pooling. I can only imagine that they're waiting for speed to get done, and he's just going to try and jump on top of Starkiller and hope that Starkiller has done nothing but drone behind this, which he has made his fair share of drones, but now it's starting to put some work into his army. He's not going to spot this with the Overlord at the natural, so all of these Lings are going to come across the map. Starkiller's got to start building stuff. Baneling Nest only now goes down, but 17 to 19. Starkiller needs more, and he needs it now.
All right, yeah, he doesn't have too much of a wall here, but he does have a spine crawler and 2 queens by the main ramp. So these Lings kind of providing a little bit of safety, but at the same time, they kind of get melted away to these Speedlings. Speedlings get the first shot off after all against slow Lings. So they will win the fight every time. The spine crawler here is doing a lot of damage as well as these queens, just picking away at the Lings, and it is enough to hold. And ZergLord will tap out.
GG is called once again, and Starkiller, there we go. I was worried in that first game. I was worried, N2O, that our beloved Starkiller was gonna play all kinds of like macro games and long form, and nope,
Standard.
here we go.
How dare they?
Yeah, standard. Who plays standard on North
Standard's
America
boring.
anymore?
Standard's boring.
Don't even know. Kairos Junction's gonna be game number 4 here. So the ZergLord's pulling out maps that he ideally feels confident on. Haven't quite seen one hook up for him just yet. So he's gonna be looking for a victory here on map number 4. This is a best of 9, folks. So we're nowhere near being done just yet. It's gonna be the first of 5 wins, but we are moving really quickly. I mean, gosh, we're only about 35, 40 minutes in. Yeah, typical ZVZ, am I right?
Yeah, I mean, year 0 was going to be the map that probably was going to take a while, but the initial push with the Nidus Worm did was virtually game-ending as far as the damage is concerned. So, that didn't take nearly as long as we anticipated. And then 2 12 pools in a row are going to generally make the games either really, really long or really, really short. So,
yeah, and that's not
It was the
surprising.
former.
But
Or
hey,
the
if
latter.
anything, that what they lack in quantity, they make up for in quality. These are nice, high-capacity games, making it very exciting for us and for you viewers as well. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. This is the Alpha X Pro Series number 62. My name is Rushy. I'm joined with N2O.
hello, I am
And-
N2O.
This is N2O.
That is me.
That is you. And
Hello!
we are jumping in here to map number 4. Let me get everything all squared away here. As we jump down to the bottom right, we're going to see if N2O's intuition matches up here. Spawning in the bottom right are Red Zerg, playing for Try Again. He's down 1 map. Definitely wants to even everything back up here. This is Try Again's TheZergLord.
What did I predict, by the way? What was my intuition for this?
That you always cast, or you always call out the person that's on the opposite end of a 12 pool. And it's already been broken.
Oof. Alright, well, spawning in the top left-hand corner. Well, he's the one that... Or they made the pools at the same time. I'm actually a little upset. Alright, he's Teal, he's Zerg, he's Alpha X, he's from America. It is Starkiller.
So I guess technically it's still holding true. Starkiller is on the opposite end of a quick pool, but he just happens to also have his own quick pool.
Yeah, these aren't even that quick of pools, to be honest. Like, what were they, like 15 pools or something? 14 pools?
I think they were 16. I think both of them were at 16.
Okay, and
this is
neither
just-
of them have Vespine, so it's just a safe build play.
Yeah,
So.
this is just a protection against the fact that shoot, 6 Zerglings showed up at my base when it's halfway completed, and both of them are now kind of sensing the fact like, okay, both of us feel comfortable playing a little cheesy. I better protect myself. And Kairos Junction.
Maybe entering the Cold War period.
You keep my eye on you, and I'll keep my eye. You keep my eye on me. I'll keep my eye on you. Something like that. But this is not
Something
a
like
short,
that.
not a short map by any stretch of the imagination. But plenty of ways to throw vision out on the center of the map. Both players are going to move out with their 6 Zerglings here. Starkiller's going to go to the top, while ZergLord's just going to charge right down the center and get himself spotted. So very interesting to see here how ZergLord will respond, because I think Starkiller's Zerglings went completely undetected.
Yeah, that Overlord didn't actually see those Zerglings slip by, not even for a tiny little fraction of a second. But these 6 Lings at the same time are in Starkiller's main base, so that might be a little bit problematic. However, Starkiller does have some ability to do some damage here as well. This queen is all by itself. No. You don't want to be by yourself, little queen. Alright, the queen knows what it's doing.
All right,
Jeez, this
so-
has got to be a nightmare to observe. Alright, well, never mind. Sorry, ZergLord ran away to try and deal with these Lings that are in his main base. Starkiller's just going to try and keep mounting the pressure on.
Yeah, at this point, it's going to be waiting for these reinforcements to come across, and here they are, but then they're just all going to go home, so...
Yeah, both players are droning at the moment.
It's true.
Oh, there is a deviation in tech here. Starkiller's opting for the Roche in the main base so that it doesn't get spotted, but there's also a baneling nest on the other main base. or in the other main base.
So it looks like
That's a
ZergLord's going to be the
bandling
one
nest.
that wants to get aggressive here. Both players getting speed, so starkiller's not going to be stuck on slow lings in this game. But it looks like ZergLord's going to be the one that wants to get across the map. 16 Zerglings coming out, and with that Baneling nest, he's going to look to get some damage done.
I have a feeling that he knows that he's up, or who Starkiller really is, as far as gameplay is concerned. So it might be that he wants to try and get that ling count up and his Baneling count up instead of trying to just deal with speedlings with your roaches, because then you're kind of stuck inside of your own little hidey hole of the base. Oh my god, yeah, he sees the lings. He kind of knows what's up now, though.
Yeah, but
He's got 9 roaches that just popped out.
Yeah, he can definitely defend this with the amount of roaches that he has. He just needs to play. He just needs to play defensive here, not let lings pour into his main. Speed finishes up, so here comes the ZergLord. The drones might need to get pulled here back to safety, but no, Starkiller's just going to play a nice, safe position here, trying to guard the ramp with everything. And ZergLord sees this and knows that he doesn't want a piece of it, at least not up front. So he's going to send most of them home, but he's going to break off about 8 Zerglings here to do a quick little revenge run by here. Zerglings are going to show up at ZergLord's main base, and that would be the timing here for ZergLord. And there he goes. He's going to run into Starkiller's main base, try and get as much damage done as he possibly can. Queens are going to spot this, but the Zerglings are just going to pour on up. A couple of them are going to get pulled off here and be morphed into Banelings, but that's going to force the whole army of Starkiller back home to deal with this.
Yeah, he even sends the roaches home, which is a bit of an interesting decision because there were only 9 lings, or like you said 8 to 10. I think I counted 9, but I could be. But it's around the number you said. All right, now he's sending the roaches back to the other side of the map. Yeah, those roaches weren't going to be able to do too much against 10 Zerglings, whether or not they were going to get damage done into Starkiller's main base.
Oh, but that is a lot of Zerglings and Banelings here. That is not going to be enough for these roaches to deal with. A big wraparound. Here come the Banelings. These can connect on almost all of the units here, and they clean up all the lings, and everything for Starkiller goes down. This is bad. A full wall off back at main base. He is in panic mode right now, N2O.
Yeah, this is definitely not ideal. We do see here there's still 6 Banelings alive, which means that he can actually bust these Evo chambers because it takes 7 Banelings to hit a full health one.
Oh, and the wall falls. The Queens are going to hold for as long as they can, but these roaches have got to get out and deal some damage. A couple of transfuses are going to make this last as long as possible, but the wall is going to hold. These roaches, are they going to be enough?
I have no idea what is going on right now as far as the DPS is concerned, but yeah, it does look like it can hold off. He only lost 4 workers in that engagement, and however much it costs to make a ton of Evo chambers like that, but but he's alive.
Yeah, that is the win. That is the victory condition for Starkiller. He gets to continue playing this game. He is going to drone up here. He did lose a little bit on the worker count trying to defend, but he managed to get up to a lair behind all of this. +1 missile attack is about to finish, and ZergLord's still stuck on hatchery attack. He's just going to try and throw lings at this wall until it breaks.
Yeah, that's a lot of lings, and +1 melee is halfway done for him as well, but he is throwing down Roach Horn as well, so he does have a transition in mind at the very least for in case this goes awry, because that is a lot of roaches just chilling by that wall there. It's going to take a lot of lings in order to break through here. Yeah, he's just going to hang back.
Well,
he's got the map control.
Yeah, the one thing that Starkiller's lacking right now is the injects here, and just now a couple of queens get reproduced at the hatchery in the lair. If he had queens continuing to inject at this point, I mean, he'd be in a great position. He'd have over 100 supply and roaches right now. He'd be able to just push across the map and win. A couple of lings are going to be really annoying down at the natural, forces the drones off. A little bit of lost mining time there, but the real threat here is at the third base of Starkiller, where these lings are just waiting. They're waiting N2O for the moment to strike.
Not to mention as well, ZergLord has his own third base.
He does. He does, in fact, but not too much up on the economy side. He's going to get extra larva, but only 34 workers to Starkiller's 35.
Yeah, he's still building more lings, too. Never mind. That probably isn't going to be overly helpful. He's even building a macro hatch in his main base, so there's going to be a lot of stuff going across the map in a moment. Even though there is already a lot of stuff on the other side of the map, there's going to be more to join it. Oh, boy.
Well, this is the scary part about Starkiller's situation here is as long as ZergLord can hold off the map control, Starkiller will never be able to take a third, and he's going to run out of resources here. He's only got the 3 gases working on these roaches right now. Finally, the queens are allowed to finish, so he is going to get more larvae out, and the roach numbers are going to start multiplying, but not at the rate that ZergLord's going to be able to pump out Zerglings on 3 bases. This is starting to get to be a scary situation here for Starkiller.
I think he's actually just going to push out when he has 2-1. Because his +2/+1's almost done, and he's actually getting Burrow as well, which I don't know if that'll actually time correctly for whenever he decides to push out. But Zerglings against Roaches with armor upgrades generally don't do so hot, even though there is +1 melee on these Zerglings.
Yeah,
the Roaches probably will be superior.
They're about to have +1 Carapace as well, so it's definitely not going to be a thing. But here he comes. Oh, ZergLord says it's my time to strike, and I'm going to go now. That's just so many lings, but they don't even know where to start. There's just so many roaches that are just kind of chilling in the wall. A couple of Ravagers are going to launch some biles down and start working at this force. Starkiller's just waiting for +2 to finish, and there it goes. +1 Carapace is going to be done, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Starkiller just immediately push out and say, I have more than you, and it's stronger than you. He's going to fight with just a little force first and prevent the ling flood from happening, but here it comes. They are going to try and weasel their way in, and Starkiller says, no, that's enough. We've done this dance for long enough. He's going to work on getting all these roaches out while avoiding getting surrounded here. Nice surface area from the ZergLord. A couple of biles land square in the middle, but that is just so much roach attack. Oh, it just tears through all of these. Oh, and he burrows some of the roaches to protect them. This was a great choice by Starkiller. ZergLord's going to have a tough time holding this back.
Yeah, the power of roaches compels him. You know, this is going to destroy ZergLord here. He has 28 lings that were in the production tab, but he knows he can't take a straight-on fight, so he's going to have to send them across the map and try and do some counterattack damage. But there are roaches here, hold positioning at the wall. There's more reinforcements to join them. I don't know if these lings are really going to be able to do anything on the other side of the map. Meanwhile, ZergLord dies.
GG is called. Oh, that was beautiful. That was just beautiful analysis. I don't know if I could have put it any better myself.
He is sad. And dead. And dead and sad. Some combination of the two.
That was wonderful. I was just about to jump over to ZergLord's base, and yep, the GG was called, and you just summed it up perfectly. So here we are.
I'm efficient with words.
We are gonna jump into map number 5 here very shortly. It's gonna be on King's Cove. I really like this map as a Zerg player. Tons of really cool run-by locations, lots of places that you can scout and hide various things, and it just reminds me of one of my favorite maps in the last couple of years, Abyssal Reef, with the nautical themes.
Abyssal Reef, jeez.
Oh, I love that map. It was so fun.
The color palette for King's Cove reminds me like all the way back to Ohana, like in Wings of Liberty. I don't know if you were playing that. Okay. But geez, that is a really old map. It doesn't, like, playstyle wise, it doesn't play the same way at all. But the color palette's all happy and beach themed, and it's great.
It is, and especially for me living in the Midwest right now, we're like in the deep freeze. We've got life-threatening wind chills overnight tonight. It's supposed to be like what, -30 wind chill. It's ridiculous.
We had our fair share of that over here in Buffalo, but it hasn't been too bad recently. Actually, maybe it is. I don't go outside too much, so maybe there's bad weather.
That could be. You guys have to worry more about the lake effect snow than anything.
The south towns do. So, like, further south, they get a lot of the snow belt stuff. Up north, normally it's not the case. Except for this year. For whatever reason, we got most of the snow, so they got to laugh at us. And then realize that we need the resources, and then throw their snow stuff at us. Make it go away. Yeah.
All right. Well,
fun times.
Here we go. Getting ready for game number 5 here. Starkiller's starting to posture himself. He is looking really strong right now, getting into his stride. And, oh, I put the wrong score there. There we go. And looking to secure himself not only a pizza, but breadsticks too with our $50 prize pool. But he needs your help to get all of that juicy pizza breadstick pop goodness, guys. Head over to Matcherino Alpha Pro Series 62. You can contribute your free 50 cents for this guy down in the bottom right-hand corner, our light blue Zerg. Playing for Alpha X, he's up 3-1. He'd like to make it 4-1. This is Starkiller.
In the top left-hand corner of King's Cove. He's Brazilian. He's the red Ether Zerg. He has a hatchery plus a fifth-ish. This is TheZergLord. Also, if your breadsticks are juicy, I don't think they're good breadsticks.
Oh.
Just throwing that out there. I wouldn't call a breadstick juicy unless there's a problem.
That's fair. That's fair. Juicy was the only word that came to mind, like right off the top.
Maybe that's what you do in the Midwest. Like Midwest has some weird food choices, man.
Hey, I'm just telling you, if you haven't put ranch on everything you eat, you haven't lived.
Ranch is not juice.
I mean, it depends. Oh man, so I just pulled up our local like school closing app, and there's all sorts of schools calling for 2-hour delays tomorrow.
Oh, they're still open though.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely be open.
Oh, that's fun.
We wait for the sun to rise, and then we say, all right, kids, now you can go sit at the bus stop in 30
We ain't no
below.
quitters.
Yeah, we ain't no quitters. We got to teach you good things like how to read and them maths and whatever else Uncle Cletus wants to tell you in history class.
Arithmetic.
Ah, yes, arithmetic. Guys,
Yes.
It's okay. I can make fun of Midwesterners because I am one myself. So don't get too caught up in a bundle here.
I'm on the very eastern portion of the Midwest, so like I'm on the easternmost part of the Rust Belt, which kind of is part of the Midwest. So I think I got a tiny amount of ticket into there.
That's fair.
Technically, I'll
fair.
pretend.
Everybody can settle down. We can have a good laugh at the Midwesterners' expense here as we get started into this game here. Pretty close to the similar builds between these two players. Some really quick Zerglings here, just going to move across the map. A Baneling nest now coming down for TheZergLord's going to be the main difference. Starkiller sometimes likes to delay or even not go into Banelings at all because he just thinks he can rely on his micro to protect himself, but this is going to be a little dangerous here.
You said that they were similar builds, but I'd like to point to the workers tab here. There's a 9 worker differential. This is the Ling Flood build. This is the 15 hatch Ling Flood build.
Ooh.
This hits hard.
Right. This does.
The
It's going to hit right
even
now,
run.
too.
Yeah. Hello, queens. Hi, drones. Oh, the drones are actually going to try and help out with these queens here. Oh, no, they're just going to hold position and try and mitigate the surface area. These Banelings also, with their additional special hit points there on that main ramp, going to try and provide help for that wall off, and Starkiller's actually going to lose a couple wings there. Yeah.
I was going to say, he was going to try and pick off one. He got really close, but not quite. 5 workers do go down, but both of the queens go down as well. That's a lot of minerals that he wants to be investing into Zerglings right now. But he does have enough. He's got enough stored in the bank. He just has enough gas for one more Baneling. Starkiller doing exactly what we just talked about, using his micro to dance around these Banelings, but big hit there. Eliminates most of the Zerglings here, and Starkiller is in an okay position. He's done enough damage here. He's droned up behind it. Some more Lings are going to be coming out. A Spine Crawler going down as well, and
he's ahead on drones too.
Yeah, it's a nice trade here. But he's
being
going to have
4
to
workers ahead in the mirror is great. Really nice. So, although he does have to stay in base and survive these Zerglings and not counterattack like he was about to do. Okay, he did send them back, so that's good. TheZergLord's committed to this push. He's very angry.
Yes, he is. These 3 Banelings, though, could get a lot of damage done to these Zerglings if they're not careful. Queens are going to have to be pulled into the fight to help push off the Banelings. Otherwise, these drones are going to come under fire as well. But the Spine Crawler is in a great position. It is going to be able to kind of hold off the protection of the natural as well as the ramp leading up into the main base. But here come the Lings and here comes the Banes. Starkiller's going to have to dance around here. These queens are going to try and jockey and prevent anything from running up into the main base. And ZergLord doesn't have the surface area just yet. Ooh, a nice little pick off here, trying to pop a couple of these banelings for some really cheap lings. And ZergLord's going to have to step back and reevaluate.
I don't know if he's stepping back. It looks like he's just going to step forward constantly. he's definitely determined to try and break this. ZergLord is very, very angry about getting attacked first. And there's 5 queens here for Starkiller. Oh,
yeah, and there's just enough queens here with great splitting to protect the ramp. Not only the ramp, but the natural. The banelings are not able to get enough work done. And now the worker count is going to start catching up with the ZergLord here. He's only now built enough drones to get himself caught back up at 23 apiece. But the queen count for Starkiller is what's saving him. Tons and tons of surface area with lots of range damage to protect everything.
Not to mention that they're just general tanks as far as early game is concerned. And he's got 2 spine crawlers. Jeez, yeah. I think ZergLord realizes that he's going to have to start droning up in a moment here.
Yeah.
He hasn't built any yet, but...
Both players are going to try and move on to the next portion of the game here with the layer coming down for Starkiller. 7 drones for the ZergLord, but he's seen that Starkiller's just kind of hunkered down here. He didn't have a whole lot of lings, and what lings he did have were trying to poke into the natural. He didn't get a whole lot of work done, but ZergLord's lings are still here. The army supply, though, are rather even. Where is Starkiller's army supply existing right now? It must be the roaches that are just now coming out, or is it the queens? Do the queens count towards the army supply? I think
queens count towards the queens count towards the army supply meter, I think.
That would make perfect sense, as he does have 5 queens chilling at the natural, providing all sorts of protection. Each queen has at least a transfuse on it, maybe save for 1. Oh yeah, there's 2 queens here right next to the hatchery that have been injecting, but still plenty of transfuses here. A couple of paybacks coming into the natural base of ZergLord, but not getting a whole lot done. There's enough queens here, and the drones are able to do enough micro to protect themselves. A Nidus network.
Starkiller's angry about that Nidus network from game 1. He's got a grudge.
I think it is far enough back here. The queen's position at the bottom of the ramp will not allow the Zerglings to do any scouting, but the Zerglings are just going to head back home. I don't know if ZergLord suspects that something's happening, but he is going to see that there is an Overlord here moving. Oh, and he does take a Zergling, and he kind of leaves it with that Overlord. Well, maybe not.
Lazy. He got lazy.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, and so this Nidus network's going on its own.
Yes, it is.
It's sandwiched in between the 2nd and 3rd bases.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, not that it matters. The 3rd's not done yet, though. So, yeah, this is fine.
I was going to say, I actually really like this because it's going to prevent the 3rd base from getting anywhere close to being done. And here comes all of the army into just 4 queens. Oh, the Zerglings got an attack.
Oh, no.
We were all excited about what was going to happen there, that we missed the fact that the Zerglings all run into the base. But now Starkiller's just kind of chilling here. I think only now ZergLord's... No, he still barely even sees this. It's only a tiny bit of creep, but here comes all of the army here. If he's really fast, he could jump on top of this Roach Warren and cancel either or of the upgrades here. And I think that's what he's going to... Oh, it was what he's going to try and do. Yes, here he goes. The Roach Warren's going to get jumped on. Oh, he's going to go quick. Oh, he's going to be able to finish here, but he's not going to be able to make any more roaches.
Yeah, the roach count isn't really big enough for that roach speed to really come into play too much. There are 8 queens here. A few of them started with full energy as well, so the transfuse count here is going to be ridiculous. Drones don't do too much against queens, but queens don't do too much against drones either, so this might take a little while for them to actually do anything. Meanwhile, roach reinforcements are coming through the Nidus network. These queens just haven't died. The transfuse is going off excellently here for Starkiller. He's going to... 22 drones have died so far. Oh my god. This is just a mess so far for ZergLord. Like, even if he does miraculously hold this back, the amount of resources devoted to killing it is so much.
GG.
And so he dies again.
GG is called, and N2O, I think we found ourselves on a potential match point here.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Very, very excited here as we get ready for game number 6. Starkiller is in position to strike here and claim victory in our Alpha X Pro Series number 62. So guys, just on the off chance that this is our last map of the series, make sure to check out all of the important stuff here for Alpha X. Check out our Twitter, twitter.com/AlphaXSC2. You can go over to our Patreon if you want to support us there. Patreon.com/AlphaXSC2. Automaton is going to be our next map, by the way. I'll just interject in my own little monologue here. But if you definitely want to contribute in the short term, Matcherino is the place to be, where you can contribute your free 50 cents. It's so easy. It's so free. Matcherino is a great sponsor and partner of the esports community, especially for StarCraft 2. So definitely hit them up. Make sure to take advantage of their services. We get so many codes, guys, and it definitely can only be done with your help. So go over, use the code Alpha Pro Series 62, contribute your 50 cents, and then after you do that, guys, you can bite into a juicy Bubba Burger. Bubba Burger, the #1 branded frozen burger in the United States, a great partner to Alpha X as well, helping us out with previous series. In fact, I got a chance to make a commercial for them a few months ago. It was a lot of fun. They've got 8 burger varieties as well as great new additions on the way. I made a really cool variation on it. I called it the pasture burger. Put some lettuce, some tomato, some barbecue sauce, some Colby Jack cheese. It was so good. It was definitely
that homegrown barbecue sauce.
That homegrown barbecue sauce from the pasture. You know it. So
tap straight from the barbecue trees.
It's a ancient secret that's been passed down from generation to generation here. And we definitely love working with Bubba Burger. So make sure to check them out. Check out your local Target or Kroger or wherever you shop and see if you can get a bite into a Bubba Burger. But we are going to jump into game number 6 here. This is match point, potentially, for Starkiller. ZergLord, he's going to need a little bit of your energy and a little bit of your help to make sure that he can stay in this game. And guys, he's spawning here on the left-hand side. If you're cheering for him, you need to make some noise. Send this guy some energy. Get your dongers out in chat. This is Try Again's TheZergLord.
And ZergLord's worst nemesis at this point. Well, one of his worst. We'll say the worst, just for the story's sake. All right, he's blue. He's also a Zerg. He's from Alpha X. The American taking down the Brazilians here. It is Starkiller. Hi, Overlord. Welcome to the world. You get to witness all of the sad things that are going to happen in this game. A lot of Zerglings.
We did it. We did it.
Wait, what the hell?
Starkiller's on the opposite end of another early
pool.
What
is going on? I'm excited now.
Whew. Sorry.
Wait, so he feels like he knows about this.
I have so many questions. Starkiller's opting to build his second base at his third base location. Meanwhile, ZergLord's just going to take a really comfortable natural here.
Oh no.
Oh, he's done it.
I see what's going on.
Oh, he's done it.
Okay.
Do you remember when we talked earlier how there was a player
year 0 maybe?
Yeah, just maybe on year 0. Who knew that Automaton was going to bring out the macro in Starkiller? And it's not going to be a super amount of macro here to my guess. I bet it's going to be lots of lings.
Yeah, this isn't going to last for too long, I don't think. Drones don't do so hot against speedlings, and speed is already on the way here for ZergLord. This is like pretty much the fastest speed that you can get in the game. Like, you could not make a build order that theoretically gets it faster.
The only issue here for the ZergLord is he is going to get a scout off on the third base here. He does have an Overlord headed. It's not quite queued up to go all the way in. So I'll be curious to see if that ends up going all the way in to check the third base location. My guess is that it will be. But it's going to be this second Overlord here that really is just going to be perplexed here, because ZergLord's going to see the late hatchery timing. And I wonder if that's even going to make him think. Because
he sees the creep at the third base now.
Oh yeah, he definitely does. So he is going to be wise to this. He's got 4 Zerglings on the southwest side of Starkiller's main, but every second that ZergLord lets Starkiller sit here, ooh, Banelings are going to be morphed in here. This is going to get aggressive really fast, but every second that he lets it sit, Starkiller's going to get further and further ahead. He's going to use that larva advantage to start overwhelming his opponent.
Not to mention 3 hatch queen count is going to go really, really high. But the wall and automaton is huge, or like the natural cutoff or wall off point with the choke.
Oh.
It's not even really a choke on automaton. Yeah, oh no.
No, but Starkiller's not going to be the one choking here. He is going to just get overrun by these lings and banelings. Oh, one baneling getting a big connect on most of the drones here, but those other banelings are looking for the final kill here. These drones are not going to be able to run for long, and the lings just clean everything up. Oh, another major baneling hit here, and everything is just falling apart here for Starkiller. His greed might be able to pay off, but it's just too much. GG is called, and ZergLord gets another stab in and brings this series 4-2.
It's like liquid ret levels of greed there. I mean, you might as well take a risky build if you're up 4-1. You might as well just see what happens, I suppose. Of any of the games, that probably was the best one to do it. But that gamble did not pay off at all. No, now we're close.
No, I
Very sad day.
definitely think that that Starkiller was going for the style points here, or maybe he just wanted to make sure that all 7 maps got put into the pool today. So as our last map is Port Alexander, I'm actually surprised that this ended up being our last map, unique map played in the pool here.
It's kind of a standard map, so
yeah, well, that's why I was kind of surprised it ended up going last. I figured that was going to be one of the first maps we'd see today. So after Port Alexander, if ZergLord is able to take this and win and bring the series to 4-3, Starkiller will be able to pick, but it can go to any of the maps now. So we've used all the maps in the pool. We reset for game number 8. Any one of the maps is available, so Starkiller could dig deep into one of the maps he's already won: Cyber Forest, New Repugnancy, Kairos Junction, King's Cove.
Or
Any of them are
Alexander, if you want to play him twice in a row.
He could play Port Alexander twice in a row. That is absolutely correct. So typically
weird,
not. Yeah, typically not a choice favorite, but it's certainly possible. All right. Hey, guys, thanks so much for being in the chat today. Great fun and great people. Oh, Skippy doesn't know who I am, apparently, N2O. I'm so sad.
That's not cool.
Yeah, it's just very,
That's not
very
cool,
sad.
man. You should know. You should know now. You should learn.
This is
Who are
very,
you?
very true.
What are you? Who are you? Gotta tell him.
Who are we? Rushing. I really want to know. All right, so we gotta get ourselves set up here, and off we go. We're headed to Port Alexander here, spawning in the top left-hand corner. This is our red Zerg. He just won another game. He needs to keep winning if he wants to stay in this series and win the lion's share of our prize pool this evening. This is Team Try Again's TheZergLord.
And on the other side of our map here, I'm going for a spawning pool right now. Just happy little 14 pool. He's Teal, he's Zerg from Alpha X. It is Starkiller. Like me a good little 14 pool. It's an economic 14 pool though, it looks like, because he is getting drones behind this. He let the second Overlord pop out as well. I would imagine that in a moment that he's gonna poise for a hatchery. There it is. There's the drone.
Well, and I've crunched a little math here on the stream, N2O, and I want to share a statistic with you that I just figured out.
I like statistics.
Every game that Starkiller has opened pool first, he has won.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So, Starkiller, probably realizing this, he was sitting at home in his chair in between games. Why couldn't I win game number 6? What happened? What am I doing wrong? And then he thought, wait a minute. I'm Starkiller. I am the pizza slayer. I've won 23 pizzas, and I don't win them by building hatcheries first. We save those hatcheries for later. and that's what he did. But he's not building Zerglings. Okay, now he is. Only 2, though.
6. Six
Oh.
lings. Already out.
Well, you know,
They're having a bit of a grand old time just wandering around.
I'm going to ask you politely not to embarrass me in front of all my friends, but, you know, it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes we say wrong things.
Yeah, you know, if I squint a lot, then they all group up to be one really long Zergling. So they're like worms now. So
Wait,
I see
there's
your
a
point.
Nidus worm moving across the map right now. What? How does this happen, N2O? Explain it to
it's
us.
so skinny.
Oh, these Zerglings are going to cause a lot of havoc here. Ooh, actually don't connect with that one drone here. A couple of drone kills would make this totally worthwhile, and there they actually go. The rest of this is going to get cleaned up. 3 drone kills. What?
And then 2 lings come over here. These are the 2 you were talking about before. Now they show up, and they get a little bit of a scouting about into the main base. They will see the Baneling nest up here. That is a good scout off at the very least to confirm what's going on. ZergLord is still building drones though, which is also something that Starkiller can confirm. He does see the larva pop and have some drones be born into this world. And he does see the Baneling nest again, in case he forgot it was there.
Roaches are going to be the tech path of choice for Starkiller. Again, he's just going to dig deep and go into the well of tricks that work in this matchup here. And it's going to...
Ooh. Never mind.
Is it going...
I was excited. There was Burrow for a second, but he canceled it because it was a misclick.
Yeah, a couple of these players have had some interesting misclicks here. But this Ling is going to get up into the main base. He's going to see the Roach Warren. And that should set off a timer in ZergLord's head. He's got a small window here where Lings can be really powerful and do the trick. And he does have 20 Zerglings in production. He sees this opportunity. But there's already 8 roaches out on the map here. And
yeah, I don't even think there is a window. I think he's misreading this because those roaches are already out. There are no drones in production here for Starkiller. Like, he's more than prepared for this. Although, ZergLord, even if he does lose all of this, his entire army here, these roaches are slow roaches. There's no lair for Starkiller here. So his third base is pretty safe. And he would be able to reinforce and try and defend, as he's getting his own Roach Warren right now. So, I don't really know who's behind in this situation.
Well, I definitely think Starkiller is on the back foot with this.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to defend really carefully here. He's got an evolution chamber to help hold the wall, but he cannot let these Lings get in. If these Lings get into the main base, that is going to be a death warrant for Starkiller. And ZergLord is going to do everything he possibly can to try and sneak something in. But behind this, he doesn't have a third base. He doesn't have a lair. And these are both things that ZergLord... Well, ZergLord was getting into a lair. ZergLord canceled it.
Oh, did he?
He did. I think he must have noticed that Starkiller was not doing anything super aggressive himself. He's still sitting on 2 bases, and ZergLord can confirm this. He's got Overlord vision over both of those bases. And ZergLord must feel confident that if I just stay on 3 base and I outproduce him, that I can make this work. But Starkiller...
Honestly, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Starkiller in the past has had the advantage because he got up to that lair tech. And now Burrow's coming down for Starkiller. I don't know. This seems bizarre. There's no Nidus potential. There's no Tuttling Claw potential. There's just... roaches.
There's no roach speed.
There's just going to be +1 roaches, N2O. But Starkiller, you know, this isn't the first time that he's played a weird build that worked out for him. So he must have a master plan here at some point. ZergLord opting to go into that +1 Carapace, which is an interesting choice against roaches. I mean, against Lings, this is great because the Lings attack really fast. But with the roaches, they're slow and powerful, and you can just kind of knock one down at a time if they all focus fire, and just creates a really weird scenario. But here comes Starkiller. ZergLord's going to see this, so he knows that this is coming. He's going to have to posture here at the third base, but I'm kind of confused as to what's going to happen here. 26 Lings coming out. The Ravagers are done. I'm not sure if I feel comfortable for Starkiller right now. That army supply difference is major.
This is such a risky move for him, but he doesn't have a lair, so he's got to make something work out in his favor. We do see here the Lynx are going to surround. There are Ravagers here as well, so once these Roaches get surrounded, then these Biles are going to be all the more effective. Although, they don't actually get too much done, but, I mean...
He actually roasted all of his own Lings here. The Burrow coming into effect here, just allowing himself to kind of duck out for a moment, as neither player has
really
lair tech
awkward.
just yet.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Oh, that's going to be deadly. Ouch.
Yeah. He might think that all the Roaches are dead here, though. He might stick back and wait for an Overseer to come over here just to confirm. Oh, well, now he knows for sure. Roach Burrow is super annoying to deal with if you don't have detection on all of your bases. And right now, TheZergLord doesn't really have detection here. He has a Spore Crawler in the front of the third base, but the singular Roach is keeping the entire army of TheZergLord back, which is very, very helpful for Starkiller, because he's so behind.
Yeah, Starkiller hasn't gotten a third base behind this. He did have... Okay, there's the lair. I was going to say, I could have sworn that lair went up. So Roach Speed on the way, +2, +1 is on the way as well. So he's going to have a slight upgrade advantage, but it's not going to matter if TheZergLord can outproduce him 1.5 to 1.
She's just looking... The workers are even, oddly enough, but the army supply is by far in favor of TheZergLord, and that trend is just going to keep continuing, I would assume.
Yeah,
although the worker counts are even, so that is a little bit of an odd thing. That
yeah, TheZergLord's kind of doing the same thing that we're all thinking of here. He's like, he's got to have a third base. There's no way that he doesn't. So TheZergLord's going to scout on the top hand side here. Overseer's going to try and come in and do a little bit of scouting and see that, yeah, everything's just on 2 bases right now. Nothing major is happening here. Starkiller's going to do the same thing and see, ooh, yikes, you've got just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, as the upgrades haven't even been really researched too much for TheZergLord. He's got, he has 1/1 on his Roaches now, which is good, but that's all he's got as far as upgrades are concerned. Well, that and Roach Speed and Link Speed, but that's all 100% of the resources that have been spent on tech, really, and upgrades. So he's going to be swelling out a ton of units, and Starkiller's got to feel really, really timid right now. Even though he has so many Roaches here, that's still a scary force.
Well, and I think he's going to try and force a reaction out of TheZergLord here, going with the third base finally, and TheZergLord sees it right away, and here's the response. There's a big flood of Lings here coming on the south side, but the Roaches are just going to move out here. They are just going to kind of YOLO into space here, but these Zerglings are just going to fly right into the third base. Yeah, immediate cancel. That's an incredible choice here for Starkiller. But that does segment a lot of the army supply across the map from where the main battle is going to happen. But there is just so much Roach here. A lot of these Roaches are not getting any fire off, so this is causing a lot of problems here for Starkiller. A couple of Biles are going to go down, but they do land behind the main bulk of the army, so not a whole lot of damage. But Defender's Advantage is going to kick in. Yes, he does have +2, but he just doesn't have enough here. It's just too much. Tunneling Claws is just about done, so Starkiller can get these Roaches repaired and replaced, but it's just looking really dire right now for him.
Yeah, especially since his third base got canceled the moment that he tried to push out. He's going to try and take a third at the other location. Not that that changes too much information, that Overlord sees everything still. But yeah, Starkiller's got to have to try and get something done here. He has to start attacking the economy, but he doesn't have any Ravagers, which is super problematic when he actually comes into engagements against, well, Ravagers, which have a larger range and force him to move around on a regular basis and pay way more attention to his army than he probably wants to. We do see here this major engagement. This is not something that Starkiller wants to take on, even if those Ravagers weren't there. He's really outnumbered at the moment.
Yeah, this is just not looking good for Starkiller. TheZergLord knows he has the advantage here. The Lings on the top side are going to try and swell in, and they're going to all squeeze in here. This is going to be devastating damage dealt. The third base gets canceled once again, and Starkiller's just running out of places to hide. Yeah,
and these Roaches are just pushing straight through the natural right now. +2 of Carapace is probably gonna get sniped, but that doesn't really matter too much. It's just this is so many roaches just chilling right next to the natural here. And Starkiller doesn't really have anything to reproduce, like, or just defend in general. I think he's gonna have to tap out here.
Yeah, and this is a great
186 to 120. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is a great concave, and Starkiller's trying his hardest. He's trying to push in forward. Some of these Ravager Biles are going to end up landing, but ZergLord's just going to do a wraparound. He's going to do the hug of death for our blue Zerg, and he stays in it. He keeps himself alive. GG is called. ZergLord bringing this to a 4-3.
So your pool force statistic is broken now.
Oh, this is so true. The caster curse is real, folks. I mean, I'm not a professional. I should take that more seriously and not take it so lightly. Here we go.
So here, we can spin this around. Every time that he's gone hatch first, he has lost.
All right.
Guys,
Guys,
that is a statistic that works.
Guys, we are going to take a short break here. We are not quite done. We've got 2 more games in this potential in this series to get ourselves positioned here, but we need a short break to get everything put together. So feel free to hit up that Matcherino, take a look at it, guys. Share it with your friends. The code can be used by anyone with an internet connection. So send it to them. Let them click on the link and type in Alpha Pro Series 62. It costs absolutely nothing. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. All right, and welcome back, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm noticing just a slight dip in frames right now, so if you're getting a little jumpy, don't worry, don't reset your modem. It's just on my end. I'm hoping that it will pass here. My internet likes to be a little problematic at times, so thank you so much for your patience. And we are getting ready to jump into game number 8 here. We're going back to Cyber Forest. Do you remember what map was the first map that Starkiller won on? Uh-oh, I think I lost my co-caster. Hello? Co-caster, hello? Oh no. We've lost N2O. Chat. Press F to pay our respects. You're gonna see it before I do. But okay, I guess we're solo casting right now. We're gonna hope and pray that he comes back. Chat, say it with me. N2O! Oh, so sad. But here we are, jumping into the top left-hand corner of Cyber Forest LE. Spawning in the top left, our red Zerg. He needs to keep winning. He's got to keep winning if he wants to stay in this game and take home tonight's prize money. This is Try Again's TheZergLord.
Oh, I was right back too. I'm back now.
That is okay.
Hello.
You are just in time to announce our bottom right-hand player.
He's blue. He's Alpha X. You know, no, that's too boring. Here, let me start over. That was so like monotonous. Okay, so it's spawning in the bottom right-hand corner from Alpha X in the blue trunks. It is Starkiller. Oh, he went hatch first.
I like it.
Neat.
See, I don't even have a
TheZergLord's
statistic at this. I don't even have a statistic at this point. Because...
No. So the statistic: every time that Starkiller has gone hatch first, he has lost.
Ooh, that is true.
Yeah. So now, I mean, it's a more pessimistic statistic, but it's a statistic nonetheless.
It's true. That's true. But you know, we talked that statistic last time about Starkiller winning, and look what happened. I'm hoping we have the same effect. I'm hoping that we say that the StarCraft gods are gonna look down and say, you know what, these guys, we
so
like
we
it when
don't
they're
like
wrong.
you.
Yeah. We don't like you. We don't like it when you're right. So let's be wrong. The Starkiller guy, he's gonna win game number 5. Wait a minute. No, now they know. Oh.
Game number 8.
Well,
Game 8. Game 8.
you know, sometimes counting is hard. Are there
Counting is
even
hard.
numbers? Are there even numbers bigger than 5? We're gonna get back to this in just a moment. After
You
these
got 2
links
hands.
get in. Oh wait, you have hold the phone. I don't even know that this fight's that important. That you have 2 hands.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I can count that on my fingers. That's
oh.
2.
I am a toe counting man myself, but hey, you know what? We don't judge here at Alpha X as these lings do get pushed out of Starkiller's base. Did he even lose a drone? I think maybe 1. Maybe. Ooh. Ooh.
I don't think so.
Hey,
I don't know.
take a look at this.
Hey. I'm
That,
looking.
that's a lair.
It is a lair.
That's an early lair, like super early.
Not wrong. There's no roach warren.
I think there will be. I have a feeling that there will be very, very soon.
I
Either
don't know, I
that.
feel like-
or
I don't think there will be.
Do you think Muta?
I have no idea what it's supposed to be because there's only 1 gas down, so it's not Spire. Oh,
Oh,
okay,
there's
fine.
the roach one.
I'm sad now.
Well, I mean, again, sometimes we say things that aren't 100% correct, and it's okay. We cry a little on the inside, and we figure it out. We work through it together. We're all in this. Oh no, I can't sing that. That's the mouse will get me for copyright.
Well, you could just sing it poorly.
We're all in this
Yeah, just be tone deaf.
together.
Oh
Is
yes.
that better? Did that do
that
it
sounds
for
like
you?
that sounds like drunk Blink 182. But I suppose that works.
All together, we're in together. Something like that.
Oh my god. Okay, that was like country twang there.
Oh. You gotta keep it
that
interesting.
twisted stuff.
When you,
Yeah, just can't
you-
tell what it is.
when you challenge a music teacher to a music off, I mean, he's gonna go hard.
Especially when you tell him to sing poorly.
This is very true because
It's
I'm
like,
a
oh,
band
I have
teacher.
so many things to base this off of.
Oh yeah, tons of content every single day that I can just like, who do I want to be this time? As a Nidus network does come down for TheZergLord here, he is going to be our Mr. Aggressive here, spotting that Starkiller is going into a 3rd base here. Starkiller knows, well, at least he knows that there's no 3rd base in that location. But this is pretty bold play for Starkiller here. He does have 1 more game to hang on to, but gosh, he doesn't want to throw it away now, does he?
Well, he actually sees the Nidus Swarm immediately, which is a good start. And he's got 6 roaches here to try and shoot this down. I think he gets this in time?
He's just gonna get it.
Yeah. Alright, and then there's immediately another one queued up at the 3rd base, which he spots as well, but he is not going to be able to get that one down before all the units pop out of it. Starkiller may choose to cancel the 3rd base, or he may just choose to fight this regardless, because he does have a lot of roaches, and they do have roach speed. Yeah, he is going to cancel it.
It's just way too much, unfortunately. But this is the actual problem right here, is he pulled all of those units far enough away that these queens are going to be able to pop out here and transfuse in time. Oh, it's so close. But this is going to be scary, scary damage here for the ZergLord. 48 to 50 army supply, but those queens can provide so much extra value.
Yeah, they were shooting at an Overlord, which is not really what they wanted to be focusing on doing, but now they're here doing their job and transfusing. These drones are here trying to be a nice meat wall, and only 3 go down before they're not needed anymore, and it's good on starkiller to make sure that he doesn't need to lose any more than he absolutely has to, and this Nidus play looks like it's been sufficiently thwarted, at least so far.
Well, and they're going to pop out at the third base and prevent anything from happening there. Creep Tumors getting placed down as well.
Oh, he didn't place one over where the hatchery would go.
Oh, yeah, and he's just waiting. Yeah, everything's a diversion to give himself some room at the main base here. So everything's going to come popping out again. But I think the Roaches, yeah, with speed, they move just fast enough that they're able to get back in time to deal enough damage. And I just don't think ZergLord's going to have enough to push this through. He's got to come up with a backup plan at this point.
Yeah, this isn't going to go so well for him for the next while. He does have a third base that it's finally started up. I think he realizes that his time is finished with his Nidus network. That may come in handy later on, as the map or as the game gets a lot more chaotic and map control gets split evenly across the map. Then a Nidus network is just so annoying to deal with later. But for now, they're getting their third bases up together.
Oh, well, yeah, they are. So starkiller is going to move across the map. He does have a slight army advantage, but yeah, everything is going to be a decoy to get the Nidus Worm back at the main base. As long as that Overlord's chilling right outside the main, it's just going to be an option. He's going to get starkiller's going to get a cancel on the third base, but I don't know if he can afford to do this. I don't know if this is a base race that he wants to do, and that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah, he's going to have to do this. He's probably going to want to target down the Nidus network before the units come back out of it. Or not. Yeah, he's going to have to target that Nidus network so the base race can actually happen. There you go.
Yeah, and this is getting dicey here. The Nidus does go down, so this is now a full-on base trade. But there haven't been any drone pulls. Where are all of your drones? All of his drones have been choked up at the natural here, so they are going to fight. Starkiller's convinced that he can win this.
Oh boy, he needs to at least keep a couple workers alive. 40 workers go down. That's pretty. I think that's every single one that he has, actually, save for maybe 1 or 2. There is a hatchery in Starkiller's main that is not his own, which is a little bizarre. And ZergLord does have another drone in case he wants to make an extra hatchery or an extra building of some kind.
Well, I guess Starkiller does have 1 drone down at the third base location, so if worse comes to worse, if he does have the wherewithal to pull it out, he could get in with it. Oh, but that's a really nice concave here. +1 is just about to finish for ZergLord, but it's just too little too late. Oh my gosh, the hatchery falls and surrounds the remainder of that army. I think, has he done it? Has Starkiller done it?
He might have actually broken this.
I'm
not entirely sure.
I don't know what we're looking at here. +2 missile has already been finished here. So slow lings. Oh, ZergLord's made the mistake of not building fast lings. That is going to just be devastating for him. Yeah, meanwhile, Starkiller has speed roaches. Oh, yeah. This is going to be great for Starkiller. I think Starkiller is going to end this series in style.
Yeah, that roach horn was taken out on the other side of the map for ZergLord, which is probably the most defining feature of this match so far, because he has to build lings, and like you said, he's not only has he not built it this game, but he's been skipping it regularly, so this is actually coming back to bite him here because his ling speed isn't finished. And he's got nothing to defend home. He's got 3 drones left.
Well, the drones, the layer goes down, but that doesn't matter. Starkiller has done it at ZergLord's base. GG is called, and congratulations to our winner this evening, Starkiller. Woo-hoo! Congratulations to both of our players for playing some sick games tonight. Lots of really great opportunities to see both of these players flex their individual abilities, and it was a good time. So GG. we can't help but feel just a little biased to our Alpha X brother. So congratulations to him, and congratulations to both of them. And thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. That is going to be the end of our broadcast. One last little quick shout outs here. Take a look at our Twitter, twitter.com/alphaxsc2. Patreon is a great opportunity to support our organization, not just our Pro Series, but in general, our great people here that do lots of great things. But most importantly, our Matcherino page, where you can go and be one of our contributors. Let's quickly shout out all of our great people who contributed to tonight's event. Sushi, Zarek, Sniper, Snoopy, Nemesis, Gorgonoth, Shazam, Sunlily, Snap, Cynical Death, No Hotkeys, Skippy, Star Hunter, Enki, our great admin for this evening, Aguilar, Enlil90, Gamer Channel, Alex Luzaretta, Nistixism. Ooh, that's a tough one. Nistixism. Whew. Yebi Sex, Star Hunter, Akon, Dust, Xenodactyl, and Roy. Thank you so much for being heroes for StarCraft 2, guys, and contributing to tonight's overall prize pool. If you haven't done so yourself and you'd still like to, you can click that Matcherino link, type in the code Alpha Pro Series 62, and you can still help out our players and get them paid tonight. Thank you so much, guys. Let's do some quick shout outs here. N2O, where can everybody find you if they want to catch out more N2O action?
I do have Twitch stream that I use sometimes at ENTUO. It's a very simple handle.
Nice.
I hope you remember it. I think that's all I got, though.
Nice.
I honestly, I don't really have a whole lot going on right now because it's mid-semester for me, so I don't really think there's anything to plug necessarily, but I'll keep you guys posted. How does that sound?
That's fair. N2O is a great Diamond 2 Protoss for Alpha X, so be sure to check him out. If you want to check out more...
too.
Terran as well. Very nice. If you want to check out more Rushy content, you can check me out over twitter.com/RushySC2. Twitch.com/RushySC2, or if you want to catch me on Thursday nights in my other casting gig, you can catch me at twitch.tv/proxy_tempest. I get to cast the NA Open every Thursday with Sheer Shaddai. It's a great Protoss player. We have a lot of fun, and you might get a chance to see these two players as they are both regulars in our tournament, but that is going to do it for us, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We look forward to seeing you in our next Pro Series and any of our great content that we offer here at Alpha X. Big shout out to Matcherino and Africa TV for all their support for making this event possible. And thanks to you for hanging out with us tonight. Have a great morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you're at. Peace out.
Bye.